In this example, we have a credit card watchdog group claims that there is a difference in the mean credit card debts of households in California and Florida. The results of a random survey, so the survey that was random, from 250 households from each state are shown. The two samples are independent. Assume that the variance of California is 960 and the variance of Florida is 845. Do the results support the claim? And we're supposed to use an alpha level of 0.05. So let's check our conditions. We know it's random. We know it's independent. They told us so. We know that N is 250, which is greater than or equal to 30. So we know that it is normally distributed. And we know that the population standard deviations are known. Okay, so the conditions are met, so we can proceed with a z-test. Okay, so now since we know we can now do a test, we have to come up with our null hypothesis and our alternate hypothesis. The claim is that the credit card watchdog group claims there's a difference. So that needs to be that the mu of the first group is not equal to the mu of the second group. That's the claim. That means mu of 1 equals mu of 2 is our null hypothesis. Based on that, we can draw a normal model and know that we have a two-tailed test. And we know that alpha is 0.05, so this has to be 0.05 divided by 2 is 0.025, and 0.025 here. So if we find the z for that, we do inverse norm of 0.025. That's going to give us plus or minus 1.96. So this is negative 1.96 and this is positive 1.96. That's the borders of the rejection regions that we can compare to our z-score that we find for our actual data. Okay, from here we're going to go on to find our standard error. Our standard error formula is from the steps that I gave you. You're going to do the square root of sigma 1 squared over n1 plus sigma 2, your second sample, squared over n2. That means we're going to do the square root of 960 squared, that's right here, over 250 plus 845 squared over 250. Put that in your calculator, you're going to get 80.885722185. Now that we have our standard error, we can calculate the z value for this. So z is going to be equal to the mean of the first group minus the mean of the second group minus the difference of the population means. And remember, for every one of these problems, we assume that this equals 0. And all of that is divided by our standard error, which means that we're doing 3060 minus 2910 minus 0 divided by 80.885722185. And that z value is going to be 1.854468212. That's the value that we want to compare up here, and that value is not going to be in the rejection region. That means that we fail to reject. H naught. There is not enough evidence to support the claim that there is a difference in the mean credit card debts of people in California and Florida.